Welcome to the Gay Buddhist Forum, where teachers from all schools of Buddhism offer their perspectives on the Dharma and its application in modern times, especially for LGBTQI audiences. These talks are offered freely to the world and made possible by appreciative listeners. If you would like to support our efforts to share the Dharma with underserved audiences, please visit gaybuddhist.org. There you can donate, find a list of upcoming speakers, or enjoy many hundreds of these recorded talks dating back to 1996.
Well, welcome once again. As is our tradition, we go around at this time and introduce ourselves. And after we're finished, I'll introduce our today's speakers. So let me begin. My name is Oswaldo.
Stuart. I'm Greg.
Jim.
Jay.
Jim.
My name is Roy.
Jim. I'm Jerry.
I'm Tom.
Michael.
I'm Chip.
I'm Clint.
Larry.
Matthew.
My name is Mark.
Lee.
Jack. George. My name is Cass.
I'm Brad.
I'm David.
David.
Peter. My name is Brian.
Roger.
Mark.
I'm Richard.
Mike.
I think we got everybody. So it is my pleasure to introduce Eve Becker, who's a friend of the Dharma. She's been, the Dharma and the Sangha, of course, been here before. She began practicing Vipassana meditation back in 1991 and has been teaching the Dharma since 2006. She's released a couple of CDs of original Dharma-based music, and she leads group on Metta for Self and a monthly sit and sing Sangha in her hometown of Berkeley. She's a graduate of the Path of Engagement and Community Dharma Leader Training Program at Spirit Rock, and she has some material out there for you to look at. So welcome very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's always an honor to come here and share Dharma together with you. Thank you so much, each of you, for being here and for welcoming me. So I sing Dharma, so that's why I have this guitar in my lap. I thought that today it might be nice to set an intention, or really more like a wish, but they're related, that our time together deepens well-being for us. Life is always a mix of challenge and blessing, and it seems like right now in the greater world there's just a lot of challenge happening. And for me, it seems really important to stay grounded and to stay replenished, because resilience comes from a place of replenishment. When we get compassion fatigue, it's not because compassion's well isn't deep enough in us. Compassion fatigue comes from not replenishing the well of joy, not replenishing the well of peace. So my wish for these few minutes that we have together, these 40 minutes or whatever we have together, or actually the hour and a half really total, is could we all leave here feeling a little bit more deepened in well-being? And really, I think that for me has always been the function of Dharma and Dharma practice. It's about finding skillful ways to be in the world and also finding refuge here in the world. That's what it is for me, and that's what I'm hoping that we are able to share together today. So if you sat with me before, I bring song sheets. You are in no way required to sing if that makes you uncomfortable, and you're invited to sing if that seems fun. For me, it's fun. I love campfire singing, and all singing. So that's why I bring it and do it. But if you prefer to listen, that's totally fine. And so we will sing, or I will sing, and we will, those of you who wish will sing too. And then in between the songs, we'll just kind of go quiet. And then if anybody feels moved to speak between the songs on, what's on your heart, especially and in particular as is invoked by the whatever's in the song, please do, and I will do the same. Okay. So here are the song sheets. Here are these to just pass down. Osvaldo, will you remind me what time I finish?
Well, we are officially end at the end of the hour
Yeah.
at noon, but normally there's a question and answer period towards the end, so it's up to you to modify it as you see.
Okay, thanks. So this first song here, I have arrived. Thich Nhat Hanh calls it the shortest ever complete Dharma talk that he's ever given. And the teaching is that here in the moment is the home that's being given to us by the universe, and that the rest is thought that's also happening here in the moment. So this moment of home and the lived moment is worthy of investigation and curiosity. What am I seeing right now? What am I feeling? What's happening with the sense of touch and taste and smell, hearing? This moment that's given to us, dropping into it a little bit more. Teacher John Travis has a story about being in India and meeting a wise sage, and very excited to meet this wise sage. And when he went to meet the man met him and immediately said, "Thank you, thank you." And John Travis learned later that the thank you practice was the sage's way of kind of making peace, or reminding his mind to bring some not only investigation, but some openness to the present moment. So, because there can be a habit of resistance. So dropping a little bit more into the here and now. And noticing that we're all relatively physically safe right in this moment. I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I have arrived, I am home. the Buddha taught that to become free we need two wings, like a bird does. And one wing is the wing of wisdom, and we cultivate that through mindfulness and study of sacred wisdom teachings, various sorts that speak to our hearts. But the other wing is the wing of loving kindness, of compassion, deepening in that. So the story is that he'd had his awakening, the Buddha, and he was walking around North India spreading the word, and he had all these monastic folks following him, and he would send groups of monastics into forests to meditate at the roots of trees, and he sent a group in to a haunted forest, and they sat in the haunted forest, and the terrible tree spirits were really frightening them, so they came out and they said, look, send us to a different forest. We don't want to meditate here. We don't like it. It's scary. And the Buddha said, actually, you know what? Instead of running away from the scary things, it's best to stay present with them and practice love. And that is the inception of the Buddhist loving kindness teachings. He sent them back into the haunted forest to practice, rather than mindfulness, to practice loving kindness. And there's a whole sutta about may I love all beings. May I love all beings, that you may have heard before. That was the beginning of loving kindness practice in Buddhism. Out of that practice came other practices, including this chant, which is very ancient, number 2 here. Metta means loving kindness, or this energy of bringing friendliness to ourselves, to the present moment, and to whatever's being presented. And the words are pronounced Sabe, Sata, Suki, Hontu. May all beings be happy. Sabe, Sata, Suki, Hontu. 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 Sabe, Sata, Suki, The end of that story is that the monks went back into the haunted forest and they did the loving kindness practice, and the forest spirits loved it, and they changed their ways, and they became much more welcoming to the monks. So loving kindness as an antidote to fear.
My former boss, HR director where I worked some years ago, taught me a really good lesson, which was when someone is really acting out and being obnoxious or not constructive or blocking things, she always said, just kill them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Just kill them with kindness, and it really works.
Mm-hmm.
People they're just like, they can't resist it, and they suddenly like you, and they're suddenly willing to go along.
Mm-hmm.
So it's similar to that story.
Yeah. Thank you. So, as the loving kindness practice evolved over centuries, the phrase practice was introduced. And the traditional phrases for loving kindness are, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you be peaceful. And by the way, peace in Buddhism is considered the highest form of happiness, which is kind of interesting to reflect on. So may you be safe, may you be peaceful, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. Those are the traditional phrases. And they're offered to categories of beings: self, dear friend, benefactor, neutral person, difficult person, and all beings. So, and then they're modified, and we can modify them. And these are the phrases in song number 3 that I've been using for years for my own loving kindness practice. And then a couple years ago, it occurred to me that I could put music to it. So now I sing it. And I like to think of loving kindness phrases not only as wishes, but also as intentions. And intention is powerful. It's really something that's really fun about our present time is that there's a fair amount of brain science on different practices that impact well-being. And intention is one of those. Intention has been studied, and what's been found is that when we set an intention and we return to it, like it's an intention we're really determined about, it primes the nervous system to be on the lookout for whatever it is we've set our intention toward. So an easy example is if I've decided I want to buy a green car, and I'm very determined that I want a green car, suddenly my nervous system will be primed for that, and I'll be seeing green cars everywhere. So that's a neutral example, but what's great is that we can set an intention for loving kindness, whether or not we feel it, and for ourselves and for others, and then continue to return with determination to this intention. And then over time, the nervous system begins to look for it, feel it, and act it out. Sharon Salzberg, another wonderful teacher in this tradition, in the Vipassana tradition, has a story that she was on a long loving-kindness retreat, not feeling loving-kindness at all. Like 16 hours a day of doing these phrases and not feeling it. And then, but setting the intention with the phrase work. And then she got a call from the office saying a friend was in the hospital. She needed to leave the retreat suddenly and go see her friend in the hospital. So she went up to her room and was quickly packing her things up and accidentally knocked a bottle off of the counter in the bathroom, and it fell and broke. And to her astonishment, her mind, which was typically pretty negative, suddenly said, "It's okay, honey, I love you." It was totally out of the blue, except it wasn't, because she kind of primed the soil for her mind to sprout a flower like that. So loving kindness practice is a worthy intention practice, whether we're in that space or not. We begin with self, may I? May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be truly happy and deeply peaceful. May I be healthy and strong and physically story for all of us here in this room. I mean, there's like so many other things we could be doing right now, but here we are cultivating mindfulness and kindness. May we feel the benefit of that effort ourselves. And then may it go outward to all the beings we touch and all the beings they touch and to all beings everywhere, with the deep wish that all beings know freedom and peace. All beings everywhere. May we be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May we be truly happy and deeply peaceful. May we be healthy and strong and physically at ease. May we take care of ourselves and live well one time. May we be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May we be truly happy and deeply peaceful. May we be healthy and strong and physically at ease. May we take care of ourselves and live well. My particular journey in the Dharma has involved working to heal quite a bit of self-denigrating mind. And when I first encountered it in my own mind, this fierce self-critic, I didn't know what I now know, which is that it's epidemic in the West, having to do with various cultural, I guess, mostly causes and conditions. So while we're on the subject of loving kindness, this energy of befriending, I want to take us to a song that I wrote a few years ago, and this is song number 13 on page 5 in your sheet. It's still a journey for me. That kind of the really kind of hardwired core belief kind of conditioning that can get into our heads, I think, takes patience and perseverance to transform. It's not something that happens quickly, but it keeps getting better. Little by little, bringing compassion and loving kindness to a critical mind really does change it. So this song I think I wrote maybe like 5 or 7 years ago, after a loving kindness retreat. After a loving kindness retreat, I'd been on the retreat. It was the second one I was on, and my teacher knew my struggle with self-denigration, and so she had instructed me to spend the entire retreat saying loving kindness phrases to myself. And it was really difficult. And I had an epiphany while I was sitting. It was at the hall at Spirit Rock. It was in the spring, and the frogs were singing their little frog songs outside in the creek. And I just felt such unconditional love for the frogs. And then because of the work that I was doing, the epiphany was to ask myself, why is it, like, here I am, I'm the frog's sister, right? I too am a creation of the cosmos. Why am I fully able to love the frogs and not able to offer that same level of unconditional love to myself? What's happening there? There's a really important turning point for me. Self-love doesn't come by being perfect or even by being any kind of image of who I think I'm supposed to be. Self-love needs to come from a different place altogether, where I take myself as I am. I don't expect the frogs to put on tap shoes and, I won't love you until you put on tap shoes and give me a show. Why am I doing that to myself? So this song came out of that. And the simple truth, the title just means the simple truth of who we actually are. And our lovability as we are.
Choices I can wait. All these voices tell me I have made it, or I can love myself the way I am. The way I see it, there are two choices. Try to do it their way, or find my own. Rejoicing, use it and play. Been given a responsibility to love myself like I would love a child, chaotic, wild and turning, building bridges burning, just as I am, to love me. Maybe self-hatred protects me until the day no one rejects me. If I reject myself first, your coldness might not hurt as much. Maybe if I work harder, try more, do more, faster, longer, the day will come when I feel loved by given a responsibility to love myself like I love trees. Okay when branches crack and fall, no striving, no have-tos at all. The sparkling green that breathes me just as I am, loves me. Forgiveness.
and thankful for safe spaces where we can come and remember to love ourselves as we are. Not buy into ignorance and hatred. I'm getting married in November, and my partner's family is not coming to the wedding because they have a belief system that makes us wrong. The Dalai Lama says, some people think I'm a saint. Other people think I am the devil himself. He said, I rest with my intention. He said, I'm a simple monk, and I rest with my intention. And what we know our own hearts, and that's where we find our refuge. And then in like-minded community, where we find our mirror. So I want to take us to another practice here. We find it here in the Buddhist tradition and in many other traditions, which is the practice of cultivating joy through gratitude. The Latin root word for gratitude is gratias, and that's also the same root word for the English word grace. And I feel like the more that I can intentionally cultivate gratitude, and it's wonderful that it's a practice we can do. We don't have to wait for it. The more that I cultivate gratitude, the more that I'm able to see my blessings, the good things in my life. I can get, because of the mind's bias towards the negative, which we evolved to have in order to survive, because of that bias, I and most human minds can get really focused on what's not working, or on what's scary, or on what's, sorrowful. But we can cultivate gratitude, and with that cultivation, more and more have access to all the good things that are already here. This is a poem. Brought a whole bunch of poems, and I'm just looking for the right one. Okay. Mindful by Mary Oliver. So with mindfulness, we can see more, and then that allows us to be grateful for more, and that combination of mindfulness and gratitude increases the palette of joy available to me. I hope that makes sense. Is that making sense what I'm saying? We're aware more. We're able to see more of the good rather than being stuck in the ruminative thought about what's not working. We're able in the present moment to see the good and cultivate gratitude for it. And then more and more I have access to that in each moment so that I'm not swallowed up by the challenges. Okay, so this is mindful. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It is what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. O good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. I think it's so important in my practice to not forget the untrimmable light of the world, the ocean shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. Like, grass is so humble. It's just growing there. And the big drama of the pain can swallow me in. But if I remember the prayers that are made out of grass, I have more balance, more stability in my response, and this place to go for joy. So this song, My Grateful Heart, number 6. It's on the first page. When you cultivate gratitude, it can put a new frame on the same life. It's what we look at, what we're seeing, what we're perceiving, what we're putting our attention towards. And this line, the last line, illuminates the dream. So there's this life we have, and then I wish to illuminate it with the good things. I wish to not forget those ever. My grateful heart, so filled with years of living, memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream. My grateful heart, so filled with years of living, memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream. My grateful heart, so filled with years of living, memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream. I always love, I say this every time I come here, I love singing with this sangha. You guys sing more than any other sangha. Yes.
We're queer, you know.
Asian Broadway stars.
Before we finish, Eve, would it be okay if you led us in a song at some point for you and your partner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's actually a good song in here for that. Give yourself the love. It's song number 11. It has verses and then a repeating chorus, so let's go over the chorus first so that at least you know the melody for that. And then the melodies of the verses are all the same, even though the words change. So the chorus is the second paragraph. You must give yourself to love. Love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Very beautiful. All right, from the top. Kind friends all gathered round. Something I must say brings us together here. Bless us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside. Strangers are as you. So it's 7 minutes to 12 now. Does anybody have any questions or comments that they wish to offer out?
I'd like to just you talking about grass. Walt Whitman. I spend a lot of time with Walt Whitman. I don't think there's any poet who, whenever I read his poetry, I feel like he's standing right next to me with his hand on my shoulder. And anyway, he had something to say about grass. But my favorite quote I have hanging up in my classroom is, I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars.
Is no less than?
The journey work of the stars.
Oh, that's great. Yes. Yeah. It's like Albert Einstein saying we can take life one of two ways. Either nothing is a miracle or everything is a miracle. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking last night about music in my life, and I've been having some difficulties with some friends lately. And I realized that that in this day and age, we don't usually sing stuff like this. We usually, in my age, I used to do karaoke. And the last time, and I used to have karaoke parties. And you know, if you really want to get into your heart, go to a karaoke bar. It's sort of the same thing as what we just did.
Yeah. There's a lot of wisdom not in all songs, but in many songs. Yeah. But I guess it's not just the songs, it's also about the connecting.
Right.
Yeah.
And the heart coming out through your spirit.
Yeah.
Through your
yeah.
Yeah. It's that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bach said when you sing, you pray twice.
Oh, that's great.
Who's in there? Bach.
Oh, that's great. I need a pen. I have to write these things down. Seriously, I'll grab a pen later.
You know, there's a vibration that only happens when it's coming from within you. So
Yeah.
it's like nothing else.
Yeah.
One of the things about singing too, I mean, or music in general, is the sense of awe that it occasionally brings. You know, good memories, and just thinking, tomorrow we're going to have a total solar eclipse, a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. And of course, we won't be seeing the totality, and likely we'll be in the middle of the, under a cloud cover. But it will be an interesting time to maybe sing.
Yeah, good point. I agree. What's our hours? I don't follow astrology, but because it's such a big thing, I actually know that our hours to sing and pray and meditate, if we're able, is tomorrow between like 9 and 11 or something like that.
This one is going to be happening, It'll be at its peak about 10:30 or thereabouts. Our time, and it will cover 75+% of the
10:30
of the sun. So it should make it should be even under cloud cover. It should be pretty dark.
Wow.
And of course, when a lot of people would interpret that as a negative omen or a negative sign. And, maybe the return of the light can be as that passes.
Yeah, maybe so.
We can construct meaning about that.
Totally.
Aren't they supposed to have pots and pans and sticks and just beat them real loud to scare away the demons?
Yeah.
So you can't live.
I'll break it my favorite.
Do we need special glasses if we're here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you should never look directly into the sun, even if it's a portion of it. But one thing, because we did have a solar eclipse, not quite as dramatic a few years back, and one thing that totally surprised me, but of course it shouldn't have, because that's the way it works. If you're looking away from the sun, looking at, if it's sunny, of course, if there's direct sunlight, as it passes through the leaves of a tree, you see that you actually see the little images of the crescent sun. So that would be what I would recommend if it's sunny, just to look away from the sun through the leaves of a tree, so that you have the speckled sunlight. It should be quite interesting. And quite awe-inspiring, for sure. It reminds us where we are in the overall scheme of things. Any other questions for me? So, thank you so much. It was a wonderful time. Do we have any announcements?
Yeah, the GBF retreat is happening October 27th to the 29th, and there's brochures out on the credenza here. You can answer most of your questions, and if you have any more, you can contact either Jerry Jones or me, Richard Azzolini, and we'll be glad to answer any more questions. It should be a lot of fun and interesting.
Is there a theme?
Yes, there is a theme.
Dwelling happily in the things as they are.
Steve Turney is going to be our Dharma teacher, and he's going to be speaking here September 3rd. So if you want to preview, come on September. It's very interesting, and we have some surprises in store. So,
Is there going to be a no talent school?
We've forgotten that part, but it's going to be some good desserts.
On your way out, if you don't mind piling up the song sheets. Thanks.
When is the wedding?
November 18th. Thank you.
Speaking of the eclipse and the sun being a star, I want to mention that I'm in a chorus called the Golden Gate Men's Chorus. And next weekend on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon at 3, we're doing a concert that's called Stars. So it's sort of about our place in the universe and star-crossed romance and the stars of MGM. So it should be fun.
Where's it going to be?
It's at St. Matt's Church across from Mission Dolores. And you can just look at ggmc.org.
Okay.
We do have a host.
We do have a host, and it is I. And he is I. No. Anyway, he. Whatever. Anyway, and I will go around with a Donna bowl, and there are some healthful, saludable snacks. I just got back to Spain, so
dog leg? Did you say some dog leg? No, I really did. Salty
saludable.
Saludable.
It means healthy.
Oh, thank you.
Dog.
And of course, I should also give you the reminder about the Dana Bowl, which sustains our, the money we collect there sustains a lot of the Sangha activities, including the rental of this room and the monthly lunches that some of us provide for the people at Larkin Street, the information we mail to people that are incarcerated, and several other things. So it will be going around.
So last week we had a really interesting talk from one of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and sort of got us thinking about how GBF might interact a little bit more in the world. And as a result of that, and some conversations afterwards, we're going to be having on October 1st, I'll be leading an all Sangha discussion instead of small groups. We'll meet in one group to speak on that topic and sort of formulate our thoughts and see what you have to say about maybe the role that GBF might play in society.
And next week, memory serves me, David Lewis is our speaker.
By the way, Eve, we have a dedication of merit that we normally recite at the end, but I noticed that one of your songs is a dedication of merit, and with the concurrence of the Sangha. Would you mind leading us
Not at all.
through that one? So.
Is it okay to do it from our seats? Don't you usually circle up?
We usually circle up and hold hands, but of course,
Yeah.
I'll put my hand on your shoulder, somebody on the other side, and then we can maintain that. So let's go ahead and do the dedication.
Share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. People hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity. May our minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave our grief and pain. May this boundless light meet the darkness of our endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Thank you for listening to the Gay Buddhist Forum. If you would like to hear several new talks per month and be notified of upcoming speakers so you can participate live, please subscribe to this podcast, like us on Facebook, and join our mailing list by visiting gaybuddhist.org.